Hello guys, it's me again, Chitty Cheesy Second, and welcome back to another video today. Today is October 7th, or by the time recording and writing this for 12 in the morning, it's another day. But either way, we're only 3 days left from the 14th anniversary of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and it's been an absolute blast being in this fandom for almost a year actually now. But how did I become one? How did I fell in love with this show and its fan base? Well, it's thanks to my little Dashie. If you guys don't know what's My Little Dashie, well, it's a fanfic about a guy who is really lonely and sad, but one day he finds a box with Rainbow Dash as a filly. Then he takes her and treats her like she was her own daughter. But after a few years, Rainbow Dash makes a sonic rainbow, which causes a huge blow that causes windows to break and columns to set off. They decided to make a cake together as a celebration, and since it was Dashie's birthday date. But on the same night, when Brian was tucking her in, Dashie called Brian Daddy, and Brian felt absolutely awesome. Felt that he completed his parents' wishes, that the only wish was for him to be happy. So a few years later passed, and everything is going great. Until one day, Brian comes back from the store with some groceries, but then he sees Dashie watching an episode from My Little Pony Season 2, and it's the Sonic Rainbow episode. Then Brian and Rainbow Dash get into an argument, which results in Rainbow Dash going to her room, which she stays there for like at least an hour. Then Brian finds out she left the house, and then 3 days later they find each other in a forest and they make up for Brian not telling her and Dashie just leaving the house for 3 days straight, which could have been dangerous for her since humans could discover her. But when it was Dashie's 20th birthday, they decide to go to a flag show. Or I don't know, a plane show? I don't know what the hell it is. Then they hear a knock at the door. And for the past, 15 years, we have never ever got a visitor into the house ever since they moved. I know I missed that book, but my bad. I was waiting for 12 a.m., but this kept going on. So Brian sent Dashie to her room, and when Brian opens, it's Princess Celestia actually. So Brian lets Princess Celestia, but then the other main six in Brian's house come in actually. The rest of the main six are in Brian's house now. Celestia at first is surprised that a human let them in with no force, and Brian says that he knows them and doesn't know why for no reason at all, but that was obviously a lie. Brian knew why exactly he was the main six and Celestia were there. And Princess Celestia pulls out I think you do know line. And Brian gets really sad and accepts that this is the day that has come. After 15 years of taking care of Rainbow Dash, this was the day that she had to go back to Equestrian. So Brian went to Dashie's room and told that she was going back to Equestria, and that the rest of the main six and Celestia were there to pick her up. And then Brian takes Rainbow Dash downstairs, but then Pinkie Pie gets close to her and hugs her, but Rainbow Dash pushes her, and we find out that she doesn't remember them. Who's Twilight, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Applejack, or Verity, or Celestia? None of them. She doesn't recognize them, and Pinkie Pie gets really sad. But then Brian asks Princess Celestia on why she's here in the first place, and we find out that Twilight, she accidentally hit Rainbow Dash with a spell when they were trying to get rid of a storm. But then we get the biggest reveal of the story, and that's the main six was looking for Rainbow Dash for the past 15 days, which means a day in their world meant a year here. And so everybody is shocked, and Brian, Dashie, and have to accept this, that this is how it's supposed to end. Brian goes up to Dashie, saying her how she loves her, and he will always be with her in the heart, and she will be in his heart the rest of the life. Then they say the final goodbyes. Dashie leaves a letter saying that that his dad Brian, and Dashie says that Brian should live the rest of his life in peace, and they will always be with each other in their hearts forever. That's the story of My Little Dashie, and it's one of my favorite fanfics of all time. This fanfic, if it wasn't for this or SupaXeph 3's My Little Dashie movie, I don't think I wouldn't be in this fandom to this day, actually. So I really want to give my respects to the person who made this fanfic, and I forgot his name, but I'll put it up here in the video. But I also want to thank SupaXeph 3 and every single person that were involved with this mini movie of My Little Dashie. Like on Channel 007, SupaXeph, I don't know how you say her name, but she was the voice actor of Rainbow Dash and W2022, which I say that he is the real canon protagonist, and his voice is the true canon My Little Dashie character. And I would say this, W2022, he probably carries the whole My Little Pony series. I don't know. Every time when you see a different My Little Pony sequel that was made by a different person and another later and everything, it's not the same without W2022. But yeah, I really give so much thank you to SupaXeph actually for working really hard, and the rest of the crew that worked on the animation, because this looks like a pain to make. But also, now let's talk about why some people don't like this fanfic that much. Number one, it's definitely the protagonist. And the protagonist, Brian, people say that he's just like a really bland and uninteresting character and protagonist, and some of them say that he's kind of not a great dad actually, because he was keeping this horrible secret from Dashie for 15 years straight until it was like Dashie's 15th birthday, I'll say, when she finally found out and Brian told her about it. But I'll let that slide, since how will you even tell your Donald, magical pony Donald, that you're from a TV show? And the other thing is that it's definitely how the writing is, and there's some plot holes that doesn't make any sense. Like, how the hell did Rainbow Dash appear in a box that said give to a good home? Like I said, I did miss a lot of things in this video, but I was writing this video like at 12 a.m. and that's my bad, blame me. But yeah, yeah, I could get that. Doesn't make that much sense on how Rainbow Dash was managed to teleport in a box that said give to a good home. But my theory is that she pretty much just she leaves us, and like before she actually got there, I would say like the entry of life was like inside of a box with a cat. And then the light just boom, and the cat runs away. But good ending for the cat, because he finds a person that likes the cat and takes it. That's my theory. But there's a fanfic about telling us how Rainbow Dash got into the box. So I recommend reading that. But yeah, I agree with that. Doesn't make any sense how Dashie got in the box. But the other thing is definitely how the story just makes you focus on Brian, the protagonist, instead of Rainbow Dash, since in the end we actually don't know how Rainbow Dash affects her in this way. We just really focus on Brian, our protagonist, and we don't really explore Dashie's feelings that much. But we do we do explore her feelings for Brian and the sequels. I recommend going and watching the sequels, which was actually voiced by W.22 and I keep forgetting her name. I don't know how you say her name, but it was voiced by SupaXeph. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, she was voiced, and yeah, her and W.22 narrate the first chapter of My Little Dashie, the one we just talked about, and 3 other sequels, which is called My Little Dashie a sequel, My Little Dashie third time to three sequel, I think that's how you say it, and My Little My Little Dashie fourth time to Tron, which is the final, at least my opinion. It's the true canon finale of My Little Dashie, the final chapter of the series. And I gotta say, even though these are not like mini movies, they're just audiobooks voiced by W.22 and SupaXeph. They do an amazing job, man. I absolutely cried at each of them. I recommend going on and watching the sequels and the mini movie. And that's pretty much all of the video. I'm just going to the video here, but yeah, thanks to My Little Dashie, I was managed to go and watch some episodes of My Little Pony, and then I became a brony myself. I used to be a hater, well, not really, but I wasn't a big fan of me just coming out that, hey, look, I like My Little Pony. But as a kid, I did watch My Little Pony a lot. But I'm happy that I finally became a brony, and this is probably the best fandom I have ever been in my life, except for the Christian community. I just want to say thank you for the people that I have like interact with on Discord, Flash Stroke and Productions, like Call Me Stroke, Toasty Forever. I was managed to find amazing brony YouTubers, and they helped me a lot learn more about the brony community and what I missed. And I just want to say, God bless you all. I love you guys so much, and thank you guys for 7 subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.